There's some code there. I won't touch it because I'm too afraid I might break something. It's not actually the case. The code is actually quite good these days.
I'll send you the money.
So we worked in teams, and we had some core participation, which was really great. Niels and Per and Sebastiaan were there to help everyone. So when everyone had questions about where they needed to change something, they were there to answer it. In my case, I needed to change a thumbnail. It turned out that I needed to fix some SQL in 4 different SQL files for SQL Server, MySQL, what was it? SQL CE and Azure. Yeah, I would never have thought of that before. I would have looked in CS files, maybe. Anyway, so this is probably what you thought it was like.
Like in the 80s?
Yeah, like in the 80s, with aviator glasses. This is what it was meant to be like. Just some people getting together, having some fun, right? But this is what it was actually like. No shirts were off, actually. Okay, so who was there? There were 18 developers, just people like you guys, just volunteered their time to get together and just hack out some bugs. And 3 core members, as I mentioned already. So why did we try to do this? Well, we wanted to give back to the community because we use Umbraco all the time, it's free, and there are bugs, and lots of annoying bugs that we all know about and we all complain about, but no one actually goes out and fixes it because we're all programmers, and some of the bugs were really trivial to fix, but the core doesn't have time and no one could be bothered. We wanted to kickstart some productivity in the core. We wanted to fix these bugs, we wanted to have fun with people, and we wanted to also develop some sort of format that can be used for other hack days around the world. So, the format involved an agile process, and because it was one day, we decided to do 1-hour sprints. We called them Pico sprints. So we had an egg timer on the wall. You had 1 hour to fix your bug. We had small groups. Ideally, people were working together, but it was just whatever was comfortable. So each group was committing to fixing a bug in that 1 hour, or fixing a number of bugs. And at the end of each sprint, we had a discussion, we shared knowledge about things, we re-estimated the amount of time that was required to complete the bug, because even though we thought a lot of these would take 1 hour, some of them took 3. So this is why we didn't try to tackle anything that we thought would take 3 hours. And at lunch we had a mini retrospective to talk about what went wrong, what's going well, what we need help on, and at the end of the day we had enough time to do an extra half sprint just in case. So that was the format that we used. So what worked? The 1 hour sprint works amazingly. It helps keep focus with everyone, because if you have all day to fix a bug, it will take all day. But if you have 1 hour, you knuckle down and you do it. And it also ensured that things were completed. So at the end of the day, we didn't have sort of completed bugs that we won't work on later. We had fixed bugs and submitted to the core. And what really worked was the fact that we had experienced developers that have developed on the core, and just people that have developed with the core, with the source. So that was super helpful to have those people guide us in the right direction. Now, what needed work? That doesn't make sense. That should say what needed work on. Some people came with unprepared laptops, so it took longer to get those people set up. The patch submission process isn't clearly defined, but it will be. Sebastiaan's going to work on that. So if you ever want to submit a patch, it'll be quite straightforward on how to do it. If you know a line of code is all that's needed to fix a bug, just do it, submit the patch. It should be quite simple. And a lot of issues on the UTrack page weren't clearly defined, and some information was actually in the comments. So I actually fixed a bug that was not meant to be fixed. So I read the description. I was like, oh yeah, that's simple. Yeah, it's copy and paste, simple. Spent an hour, asked Niels to review my code, and he said, no, you shouldn't do that. We're not going to support that. And then I went back to the UTrack page, read the comments, and found out that there was a discussion about why it shouldn't be included. So that was my time wasted. Anyway, so it was just one sprint. Anyway, the goals, we wanted to have complete bug fixes. So a bug fix that's submitted to the core, that works, that has been tested, that has been code reviewed by someone. And our goal was really, realistically, 5 bug fixes. 5 bug fixes. And the reason is because we thought people would come up with issues with working with Umbraco. We thought that the bugs may not have been as trivial as we thought they were. We thought that there may have been issues that popped up about the code that we weren't aware of. So we thought 5 bug fixes was actually a good goal for the day. But in the end, we fixed 31 bugs in total, and they're all submitted to the core, and Sebastiaan will be reviewing them. A lot of them have already been integrated, but Sebastiaan's going to review them all, and hopefully all of them will end up in the core. And yeah, this changes everything. And this was meant to be funny, because this was meant to be the whole Apple. Look at this, and then anyway, bam. Next time I'll wear a skivvy. Anyway.
You forgot to say it was amazing.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Anyway, so in the first hour, we actually fixed 5 bugs, which was absolutely amazing. By the second hour, 12 bugs had been fixed. By lunchtime, 17, and after lunch, 14 more bugs. And this is after pizza, so that's why it's slowed down a little bit. So you can see our sprint boards. The one up the top there is the one after the first hour. There's Niels over there. That's just after lunch, and then Tim's nice and happy. We actually ran out of space in the completed column. That's how great it was yesterday. Okay, so now we're going to demo a bunch of the bugs that we fixed. Let's start with Sebastiaan.
Can you do yours first? Or is it not on your machine?
You want me to demo it, or do you want to demo it? Is it on your machine?
It's on my machine.
Okay, you demo it.
Plug it in.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. So go ahead. It's your demo.
I don't know what we fixed.
Media icons.
Oh yeah, the media items. Oh yeah.
Oh, maybe we should duplicate this first. Oh, that's accent. That's not duplicate.
Wasn't it already duplicated?
Oh, yeah, good. Sorry. There you go.
Okay, so one of the bugs that I fixed was that in the media section, you used to only ever see folders. Now you see an actual icon. So I changed the default icons for these media types. That was a very, very simple cosmetic thing, but it actually took an hour because of, 3 hours. 3 hours?
Something like that.
Yeah, he rejected my bug because I forgot to do the SQL CE version. Anyway, a very simple bug fix, but it only took a little bit of time. So that's one.
So if you upload a file that's not an image, it would have normally shown you a folder icon, and now it's actually something that's not a folder icon. So we can. It works. Niels, do you want to show yours? So Niels did 2, the macro engines and the canvas thingy.
I love how mature this project have been is getting. Last year we demoed really cool packages and had beer, and now we're showing off bug fixes. Anyway, as you know, whenever you go to settings and make a new scripting file, it's sort of, whoops, not settings. Yeah, I know, but first settings, because then you can see that it's actually a good bug fix. So you want to make a new script, and what you have is types, and one of them, when it's some type of file, it's a nice extension, and then it says the file. And then when you go to, and it's actually ordered by alphabet. Then when you used to go to the scripting files, you would normally just see 2 default ones, but then when you install UComponents, it fucks everything up. Because then all of a sudden, the most important thing is always what UComponents do. Oh, I'm not bitter, because Lee is the big star now. Anyway, I fixed some of the pain Lee has caused. No, sorry. So now it's by alphabet, and it's actually consistent with how it looks when you create a script. Because that's the natural evolution. People start by being front-end hackers, then they want to delve into ways and don't understand why there's no dot extension in the list, and then they give up and start making XSLT. So this is a good bug fix, and that's one of them. The other one is actually more of a feature request / bug fix, but it turns out that we have this enterprise functionality in the core called canvas editing, and it's very sophisticated. And some people, one of them being Douglas Rober, didn't like it by default, and it's because sometimes things that's actually not just enterprise but actually carrier grade tend to make people feel alienated. So for those who don't know, canvas editing is the ability to right-click a page, say edit in Canvas, and then make editors go, what on earth is going on here? It's actually a really great opportunity to increase your budget, because you can tell that it requires a more sophisticated implementation. But you don't realize that. So now it's turned off by default. And you can turn it on. It's not like it's removed. Let me just, where is this site running? Here? Yeah. You can now go to Files and the config folder, and you can, in Umbraco settings, and maybe it's not a part of this build, but let's see. For those who really love canvas editing, it's a bit like actually liking great music, and then there's a lot of people who buy Britney Spears albums. It requires some level of sophistication to enjoy. Anyway, simple, here it is. Enable canvas editing, and let me just show you, it works. Somebody might want to tweet this, because, well, this is very important. Now I can actually right-click a node, and what is up with this config file? Why did it?
It's a screenshot.
It's a
You have to touch your web config.
No? No, I don't. But why, when I click save, does it do this?
It's a screenshot again.
How do you save?
Control S. Sorry, my control and function keys are switched around.
Never buy a Samsung laptop, and never buy I don't know what this is. It's
a good thing.
Anyway, so now when you actually save instead of your config file, instead of taking a screenshot of it, we're working on it. You can just screenshot your config file and it will save. We should report that as a bug, by the way. You have editing canvas, and you think, is that all? There's more. Let me just show you, because now if you go edit a user, you can say redirect to Canvas on login, and that's for real fanboys. But if you then set this to false, you go back, the suspense. Ta-da! Then it's completely gone. You don't have to worry about it anymore. That was it.
I have the more boring bugs.
It's all about presentation.
Yeah, apparently. So this one we did. This one we did. So the next one is Ishmael did this one. So if you save a user type, the speech bubble actually says user saved. So he fixed that, which is really awesome. So you create a new user, hello world, and then if you save it, it says user type saved instead of user. Isn't that amazing? Next one. If you have a preview button, you can actually drag it into the RTE. So if you log into a Umbraco install, that's not for 10 beta, then you can actually do this. Actually, I might have to do rich text editor somewhere. There you go. So you can do it like this and then put, you know, buttons everywhere. I think it's just the preview button actually. So that's a bug. Go back to this site, go to the rich text editor, try and drag it, and it doesn't drag anymore. Oh, almost. Nope, doesn't. Fixed.
There's one more button.
What?
The preview button is dimmed if you don't have a template.
I haven't applied that patch yet. But it's cool. I couldn't get it to work, so reject it. Embed media. Tom did this one. So when you actually want to do the so has everybody seen this data type actually, or this new button actually, which is it's actually really cool. So if you go to YouTube and then pick the Umbraco song and copy it and then paste it into there, then you can, there you go, you get a preview. I have Flashbook installed, so you don't really see it. So now you can actually just, you know, put a YouTube video in there. Who didn't know this button existed? There you go. I just showed you something cool. That actually works, by the way.
And it's not just YouTube.
And it's not just YouTube. No, it's all kinds of crazy things. I don't think I have audio, but the Umbraco song is awesome, by the way. Oh, there you go. Leave it. It's okay. I don't know where it is. The internet is really fast. Oh, there we go.
You're not connected to the secret high-speed one.
Yeah, I'm not connected to the secret high-speed one. Is that one?
What happens at CodeGAM stays at CodeGAM.
Right. So the thing you could also do is, so it doesn't just work with YouTube but other stuff as well. But if it doesn't allow to add a link, you can actually have just some source code, some iframe embed thing or something like that. This button used to be disabled. So until you pasted something in here, hit tab and then do that. So now you can actually do your Pinterest embeds in here and it'll just work. Just look, insert works. Yay. Next, the media update date. Yes, it's very important to know when your media is updated. So it didn't used to be displayed, and then when it got displayed, which is proven over here, then when you try to save it for the second time, it didn't get updated, and it now gets updated as well. Boom. Yes, this one is actually quite interesting. So, because I've done this a lot of times. So you go into your XSLT section or any other files and right-click, say create, and when you actually create the same file again, it will just completely overwrite that. So you'll get an empty template, and there's no way of going back unless you use source control, which everybody should. But so I'm just saying clean and create macro, and also it created an extra macro. So now it just reloads what's there, and there's also just one macro of that type. So no more overwriting your existing code and
Style sheets, JavaScript.
Style sheets, JavaScript, Razor. Yep. So Tim and Sean worked on that. This one, no, I won't show that one yet. Rich text editor issue. Oh yeah. So if you go into a member and you want to add a rich text editor to a member, that's fine. That worked. So we have a member type. It's got a rich text editor. It's got some content on it. But what used to happen when you save the rich text editor, it would say, "Oh, this is a dangerous thing. You've got angle brackets in there." So right now you can actually just type and save this, and it does actually save, and it has the correct message as well. Right. Link to media doesn't update until media. Oh, okay. Let's see. Which one? What is this? Handy or Jabin? No. Oh, right. I don't think I applied that one. Sorry. So this one is awesome. So you have in OL, ordered list, you can have a start. What's it called? Any attribute. So it doesn't start at 1, but you can make it start at 10. So it doesn't actually the tiny MCE editor used to strip that out. So when I edit this, which is all of your content editors are going to do this, of course. They're going to go start equals 1, 2, 3. So now when you update this, the start is actually 1, 2, 3, and it survives a save. Yes. There we go. Very important. There's also some other fix. This is Anders T-commerce Anders did that one. Also some other things that are now allowed in HTML5 that weren't allowed in HTML4. That's now also allowed in your rich text editor. Final one. Default icons for media types. Oh, Anthony already showed that one. And there's sorry. Yeah. So, there's a. I'm doing the Apple presentation thing. So if you thought this was amazing, then we have one more thing. Tim, please show us the goods.
Alrighty.
You do?
Right. How many of you have had panicked phone calls from your clients going, Umbraco's broken, I've put in Umbraco and I get a 404 page? Anyone? Or is it just my clients? Yeah, thank you. You broke it. Yep, you broke it. So, on a typical install of Umbraco, pretty much as far back as I can remember, if I put in Umbraco without a slash, I get page not found instead of the back office, which is really annoying. Because clients don't realise they've got to put a slash on the end. So, myself and Sean, give us a wave, Sean. There you go, yeah. We fixed this one as part of the hackathon. And if you go to the patched version, which is in here somewhere, there it is. So now, if you put it in without the slash, there is a rewrite rule that will add that in for you. So, ta-da! And it's also, it gets better. There's one more amazing thing. If you've renamed, obviously you can rename your Umbraco folder to like something top secret like admin or whatever. This will also respect that and will pick up that setting and will rewrite your renamed folder as well. So you don't have to do anything. It does it all automatically for you, so you don't have to do any configuration. Zero configuration. And there you go.
Okay. There's more. No, there's no more. Just one more spammy slide. Okay, so summarizing what happened yesterday, Pico sprints worked amazingly, and core experience is definitely a must if you want to run one of these again. You need people that know their way around the code. Hack days are super productive, as you've seen. 31 bugs in one day. That's absolutely amazing. And they're very, very viable, very easy to organize. Just get some pizza and coffee in a small room. And we definitely recommend people try to run these days. I mean, the only way bugs are going to get fixed and work is going to get done is if people actually contribute to the core, and it's quite easy. If you have someone there to point you in the right direction, the bugs are very easy to fix. Okay, so thanks to everyone that came along yesterday. Here's a list of all the people, and yeah, that's it for us.